Set the contracts up to where we can take these college players over to Madden, because that gives me incentive to buy Madden. That gives people the incentive to buy Madden. The 4 and 5 star switching team is a big deal. Now, it's gonna suck if it's your program that's losing a 4-star or losing a 5-star. What we've been doing for every reaction is we've been rating it, and if I was to give this one's rating, I'd give it a 9. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Blacksteak here with some more college football 26 reactions, where we let you guys know if it's fluff or if it's tough, what they're trying to sell us before the game releases. So today's deep dive is going to be on Dynasty. This is their Dynasty Mode deep dive. We're going to see what they changed, what's new, if anything at all, and I'll give you guys my take on if I think it's fluff or tough. If it's fluff, that means I don't think it's really worth anything, just marketing hype. If it's tough, something that I will actually enjoy. But we haven't seen it yet. We're going to go ahead and watch it for the first time here, and I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion. Hope you guys enjoy. Smash the like button if you like. Subscribe to help support the channel and help us hit 3,000 subs, man. Let's jump into this.
Hey everybody, it's Kirk Herbstreit. Improvements to Dynasty and EA Sports College Football.
I do expect presentation to be everything. I know we've already seen the presentation stuff, but yeah, man, it's just the music, everything I expect to hit.
26 are focused around adding authenticity to every Dynasty run, while also delivering on community feedback.
All right, what's up?
For the first time ever, you can start your Dynasty by stepping into the role of one of over 300 authentic college football coaches.
All right. I've mentioned this in the past. I do think the coach stuff is fluff. I get why they're doing it, but it's fluff. It's fluff. At the end of the day, I'm making my own head coach. If you don't have all the premier coaches like Coach Prime and things like that, it's like, you know. But I think the head coach stuff is fluff. Yeah, for presentation purposes, it might be cool. But if it's not flushed out, if they really don't play differently, if they really don't recruit differently, if they go to different programs, it's fluff. If all that works out, like if one coach goes to a new school and they change the entire program to fit their style, then no, it's not fluff. But I don't think they've put that much into the details. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong.
To ensure each coach and coordinator's authentic styles are highlighted, we completely rebalanced archetypes and abilities and enhanced playbooks with over 2,800 new plays.
Which, again, fluff, expected. I always expect them to expand the playbooks. New coaches come in with different schemes and blah, 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 blah. I'm not impressed yet. Yeah, I'm not doubting you yet. I'm not doubting you yet, EA, but I'm not impressed yet.
So when you battle a CEO like Kirby Smart one week and a program builder like Lane Kiffin the next, you truly feel the difference on the football field.
But the question is, if Lane Kiffin, Lane goes to a different school, will that school play the way he wants them to play, or will they stick to the school format? Because that's usually what it was in the past. If a school played one way, they always played that way.
This new depth also offers more options when creating your own coach, giving you more control over the path you ultimately take.
They've changed the clothes, finally. They've given us more outfits, and that's why they're showing it. I know for a fact, EA, you not sneaky. You try to show the fact that you actually gave us like 3-4 more shirts.
A new progression curve offers early career momentum with more sustained growth across a new level cap up to 100.
Okay.
Of course, no coach
up to 100. You really got to be dedicated to hit 100.
Excels at everything. So hire coordinators who complement your strengths or shore up your weaknesses.
If they do that, that would be impressive. I did like the coach tree and some of the things I could focus on, and it just made like recruiting easier. Whatever I wanted to focus on, it definitely helped me out as an individual. And being able to hire coaches that either boost my boost that I already have would be nice, or somebody to fill in the gap. So yeah, again, if it's flushed out and if it makes sense, I would like that.
And make sure to leverage your staff's active archetype perk to really
let me rewind that. I want to see what that was.
And make sure to leverage your staff's
I got to see what they
active
circled. 12,500 bonus XP for playoff wins. So yeah. All right, and unlock requirement, win 2 national championships. That's crazy. You got to win 2 national championships before you can even come close to getting that. And if you're a small program, that's really hard. It's not hard to do, but it's supposed to be hard to do, if you get what I'm saying.
Archetype perk to really accelerate your progression.
Yeah, especially if you coach at a small
Updates
program.
to how coaching archetypes are
Oh, yo, they talking about archetypes again. They just talked about archetypes. Why is that a second highlight?
unlocked, balanced, and expanded make each coaching path even more strategic and distinct.
Okay, I gotta throw in the flag. They talking about coaches and archetypes again. That's a flag, bro. That's a flag. That's a flag on the play. I'm a little concerned now.
All three base archetypes now require a minimum coach level.
A minimum coach level 10.
To unlock, promoting focused early investment and making your initial archetype choice more meaningful.
Oh, because they gave it to you at first. I do remember that. So at first you just got to pick one. Now you have to hit a level and then you could pick one, I guess. But yeah, I'm still concerned that y'all focusing on something that we had last year. I get you might have expanded it, but I don't know.
New scaling archetype costs encourage more intentional choices as you progress. Now, advancing within your specialty, like moving from recruiter to elite recruiter, is more affordable than a path that requires learning a new skill set.
That makes sense.
Preserve your dynasty legacy with the all-new trophy room.
I do think they did miss a trophy room last season or last year. Trophy room is nice.
Showcase every trophy, title, and individual award won throughout your coaching journey, and look ahead at what coveted hardware you still need to strive for. The new college football history feature serves as a college football history book and lets you compare your program to the all-time greats, adding a new dimension of legacy building to Dynasty.
Yeah, I like it. I do like that. It's not a big feature. It's not a necessity, but it definitely adds to the atmosphere of building a program.
We've revamped the transfer portal to create more realistic player movement.
This is what I want to know more about, baby. And I just heard him say something about new movement. I felt last year there weren't enough players that moved around, and I also had a hard time telling who the better players were that moved around. Like, I don't remember any 5 stars moving around. Maybe a couple 4 stars every blue moon, but it was hard to track, and it was never enough to where I could go grab one as a smaller program or anything like that. Yeah, like let's say if a player didn't get any playing time playing for Alabama and he wants to move schools, he may go to a much smaller school just so he could start. And I didn't see a lot of that. So let me see. Let's rewind it a little bit.
Movement. We've revamped the transfer portal to create more realistic player movement, especially among the 4- and 5-star players.
There we go.
Now,
that's what I'm talking about, baby.
from 2,000 up to 3,500 athletes can enter the portal each season.
That's a crazy number, 2,000 to 3,500. But the 4- and 5-star switching team is a big deal. Now, it's going to suck if it's your program that's losing a 4-star or losing a 5-star, but it makes hoarding players a lot harder. So you can't just go out and recruit 3, 4, 5-star quarterbacks and just have 2 of them sit the bench and never play unless somebody gets hurt. You can't really do that with more of them willing to move around because they know how great they are. You know what I mean? There's not that many 5-star quarterbacks. I'm switching programs. I can start somewhere. That was frustrating last year. If I wanted to and I was really good at recruiting, I could hoard players and I know they would never leave. So, yeah, I'm glad they did that.
Giving you fresh ways to build your roster year after year.
And as a small
New
program, being able to
dynamic
grab
deal
them is great.
breakers are player expectations that evolve with their talent.
Yeah, deal breakers were there last year.
That 3-star freshman who is happy with average facilities? If he's an All-American by junior year, he might be looking for top-tier amenities.
All right. I got to clap for EA. Yep. You deserve an applause for this one. This one is a very meaningful change for franchise. You know, get a little bit more bougie. You know what? I ain't a 3-star no more. I'm an All-American. I deserve a little bit better facilities. I deserve a championship contending team. I like that. That's a meaningful change. Very meaningful.
And whether it's listed as a deal breaker or not, your most talented players may still demand playing time.
Yep. Yeah, I like that.
some coach abilities can impact dynamic deal breakers.
You're going back to coach
providing
abilities.
strategic recruiting.
All right, running backs have a lower deal breaker threshold. Okay. Yeah, so now you might want to spend points on that. If you know you're a dominant running guy, you want to make sure that you can keep running backs and have them not leave the program. So, yeah, that's smart. Same thing with quarterbacks, wide receiver, whatever positions you value, you don't want them just walking away from the program, so you want to kind of lower their bar. I like that. Okay, that makes sense.
Advantages. New dynamic depth.
So that's to combat players trying to leave.
Traits have a bigger impact on player growth, along with more abilities across 59 total player archetypes for better variety among athletes. And skill
I gotta rewind that.
bigger
I gotta
impact
rewind
on player.
that one more time.
New dynamic dev traits have a bigger impact on player growth, along with more abilities across 59 total player archetypes.
59 archetypes. I like that. Yeah, I like that because that kind of tells you what their personality is or their play style is and how they like to play. I do like the fact that they've expanded the archetype. So good job, EA.
For better variety among athletes. And skill group levels increased from 10 to 20. So progression feels more gradual and realistic. Recruiting visits now involve location-based costs. So the further a prospect lives from your campus, the more recruiting hours a visit costs. This simulates an authentic recruiting challenge faced by smaller programs who must focus locally.
Ooh. So I always do rebuild dynasties or franchises, and using a smaller program, you're limited on your hours. So in the top right there, you can see the hours, 425 out of 525, where a bigger program might have 1,900, whatever that number is. So if it costs more for me to go out of state to recruit somebody than to stay in state, it's going to force me to stay in state to try to get most of my players and be very choosy on who I go out of state for. I can't just go out of state and chase every 4 or 5 star knowing that, I'm 10th on their list. It might not be worth it. So that sucks if you're a small program, but it's real. It's real to life, man. Small programs can't compete with those big programs. They got to find other ways to win.
While powerhouses can recruit nationally. Yeah. New recruiting battles create high-stakes showdowns when multiple schools are neck and neck.
Recruiting battle, I like that. There was a couple times doing a online dynasty with friends. We would fight over the same player a bunch of times. So this will highlight it. This will definitely highlight it and make it a little bit more nerve-wracking.
For a coveted recruit, and team needs are now front and center on your process.
That was a necessity as well. So thank you for doing that, EA. They've made a lot of meaningful changes. I was doubting you, EA. I'm not gonna lie. I was definitely doubting what you changed. But shout out to y'all. Y'all deserve an applause for this.
Expect list, so you always know exactly where to focus your efforts. When it comes to wear and tear, every player now has a seasonal health pool that depletes as they recover.
Whoa.
Tear.
Seasonal health pool? God damn. Season and career health. Oh, so season's at the top, career's at the... Oh, so, I don't know how I feel about that. Seasonal, I don't mind, but career? Oh, my man shot before he gets to the pros. EA also, the only reason you're losing points for this is because you've done it in the past. I know you could do it. I know you could work out the contracts with these players. Y'all need to allow us to take our players from college to Madden, man. There's no reason you don't do it. There's no real good reason. I get you're afraid people won't buy next year's game. They will buy next year's game, bro. They really do. Like, football fans will always buy next year's game. Y'all making money hand over foot. Set the contracts up to where we could take these college players over to Madden, because that gives me incentive to buy Madden. That gives people the incentive to buy Madden. I don't think you understand that. You fall in love with these college players. You want to see them play in the pros. And for a lot of guys that are playing 10 plus years in their dynasty, they will buy Madden just to play with some of those players over in Madden. Like, I'm being very honest. So y'all lose points for that, man. Y'all really do lose a lot of points for that.
Every player now has a seasonal health.
I'm clapping for you everywhere else, but yeah, y'all gotta fix that. Oh, but career health, like, imagine though if their career health in college was so damaged by the time they get to the pros that they come in with that asterisk, they're injury prone. Then that's when the injury grade matters. Like, it makes sense. This bro got an F injury grade because his whole high school or whole college career, he been hurt. All right, ignore me.
Pool
What do I
that
know?
depletes
I don't
as they
know what I'm talking
recover.
about.
And once it's empty, has a seasonal health pool that depletes as they recover. And once it's empty, they can't bounce back until the off season.
That's fire, bro.
New auto subs incorporate different wear and tear strategies, allowing you to cut.
Okay, yep, you can customize it, so that's good. So if you think it's too much, you can turn it down. If you think it's not enough, you can bump it up. I'm definitely gonna play with default to start out, and then based off of what everybody else in my group says, we'll change it as need be.
Incorporate different wear and tear strategies, allowing you to customize substitution thresholds and better manage your team's long-term usage.
So that makes having a bench that much more important. Yo, you can't just depend on one running back, bro. You gotta have 2 or 3. You can't depend on one quarterback. You're gonna have to have 2 or 3. That backup quarterback is gonna get some playing time if you can't protect them, bro. Fire.
Custom conferences, the new protected opponents option ensures certain annual matchups, regardless of divisional changes. Preserve key rivalries like Michigan versus Ohio State.
More variety, more customization is always a plus, so good job, EA.
Every year with this feature, up to 2 protected opponents per team. New formation subs provide flexibility to assign players to specific alignments, adding ways to strategically exploit opponent team weaknesses. Take advantage of new position archetypes with up to 50 subs per team, with packages that persist season to season.
Again, I like it. More customization, more archetypes. Yes, that's a positive. How it plays out, we won't know until we actually got our hands on it long term. So yeah, I'm loving it so far. I'm loving the idea so far.
With crossplay in Dynasty, build your college football empire with friends on any platform. Use the enhanced player hub and new members tab to effortlessly manage your dynasty and stay connected.
Yep.
Pre-order.
And for those of you that don't know, I'll be hosting an online dynasty if you want to be a part of it. Members get first dibs to these spots. Otherwise, just subscribe to the channel. Once I open it up for everyone, you guys will be able to hop in that as well. So if you're interested, sub to the channel, guys. Again, consider being a member as well.
The MVP bundle includes both EA Sports College Football 26 and Madden NFL 26 for Xbox.
They're selling us right now. They're selling us right now.
Xbox Series XS and PlayStation 5.
All right. What we've been doing for every reaction is we've been rating it. And if I was to give this one's rating, I give it a 9. I would surprisingly give it a 9. Again, that can change with time. It can go down. It can jump up. Some of the things I think is fluff, like the coaches. I think that part's fluff. I think unless they're paying attention to all the details behind it, it's fluff. But when it comes to the players, when it comes to the transferring, when it comes to the archetypes, almost everything else in that second half of this video impressed me. So shout out to EA. Yeah, man, it seems like those are some meaningful changes. Those are very, very meaningful changes. So tough, super tough. So yeah, that's my rating. If you guys think I'm crazy, let me know in the comments. I'm excited to get my hands on this. Again, the only thing I knock them down for is not allowing us to take our players from college to Madden. That makes me not want to buy Madden, and I'm just being honest, man. I'm just being honest. If I spend all this time in franchise on this and I can't use them in Madden, it's like, why play the Madden franchise? Unless y'all wow me with that, which y'all have not done in years. Yeah, but details matter, man. And a lot of the times these things sound great, but when we get the game in our hands, whether or not they paid attention to the details and these features actually work and glitches and blah, 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 it could all be fluff at the end of the day. But right now, what they presented is tough. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, we are trying to get to 3,000 subs, so subscribe to the channel. But until next time, guys, I'm the Black Snake. Peace.